All right, folks, we're having ourselves a little evening coffee. It's about 5 p.m. on the West Coast, and we're going to get right on into it. We have an Ethereum whistleblower, someone who helped organize the ICO, who's spilling the beans now on what truly took place with the Ethereum ICO and how the Ethereum Foundation has been handling themselves, along with the token factory, all the ERC20 tokens. We're going to get right on into it. It's a big day here. We're watching many things unfold. I've been dropping tweets I've been dropping posts on x.com all day long. Make sure you guys are following us over there for the most up-to-date current events updates that are breaking. And then we see that BRICS Summit is about to pop off. China's Xi has just landed in South Africa. And so this party is just getting started. But in today's episode, we're going to run through this real quick. Ethereum whistleblower. And we're going to talk about the charades that are still taking place in the crypto space and why I am still reiterating that this space has to be cleaned up before we can move forward. Now, right now at the time of this recording, 5 p.m. on the West Coast, we see that the prices are just hanging out, moving sideways from the most recent drop. 26,100 for Bitcoin, 1667 for Ethereum, and XRP at 52.5 cents. To start here with tonight's session, I wanted to show you guys this. We have crypto charades taking place. It's not just Ethereum. We have an infamous wallet that had borrowed over 150 million worth of stablecoins from lending and borrowing platform Venus Protocol, which has been liquidated for over 30 million as BNB prices fell to $209 this morning. We are seeing them desperately trying to keep Binance propped up because so many people rely on that Binance token. They've used their BNB to leverage into other, debts, other loans, other DeFi programs. And this wallet getting liquidated for $30 million this morning. And if you go watch on-chain transactions and what's taking place here, different DeFi protocols that folks have been, kind of been using with BNB, the games continue and the charades continue here in the crypto space. And I wanted to reiterate, it's not just Ethereum, but what happened with this Ethereum free pass and the token factory that got created is it created all of these protocols, all of these DeFi programs and platforms. And it's allowed this whole space to get propped up on the back of that Ethereum free pass. Now we're starting to see the whistleblowers have been coming out. A few have been trying to sound the alarm. The XRP community has been sounding the alarm because we got attacked by the SEC. Meanwhile, the Ethereum Foundation, it's like no one cares what they're doing. But there are folks that are trying to sound the alarm, and we are still seeing here today that Vitalik is still playing games as well. Vitalik has transferred 600 ETH, around $1 million US dollars, to Coinbase amid a 10% decline in Ether over the last week. The move follows his repayment of 250,000 RAI. So who knows what he was up to with his RAI, but he's needing to repay it, and he's going to be selling some ETH to do so. And this is the problem with Ethereum for me. On top of how the program just hasn't worked out, ETH 2.0 was the biggest flop in the cryptocurrency space. It's still incredibly expensive to use. But you just don't even know who all of these whales were that participated in the ETH ICO. It's the same thing with Bitcoin, right? At least with Ripple and XRP, you know who has most of the tokens, right? We speculate on whether or not Ripple's divvied up some of that escrow. But in regards to these ICOs that took place with Ethereum, with the Bitcoin whales, you just never know who's going to decide that they need to get some liquidity and dump on you. Now, Vitalik looking like he's getting ready to sell. And this is the main topic that we're going to be covering here real quickly. Ethereum launch coordinator Vinay Gupta blowing the whistle on the Ethereum Foundation. Now, this is incredible, folks. A few minutes of an interview that this guy did, and he's sounding the alarm, sharing what really took place with the Ethereum ICO, the token factory that was created, and how the Ethereum Foundation has been handling and conducting their business, and kind of the legal ramifications and the reasons why he dipped out and left the Ethereum Foundation. So take a listen in. I'm going to comment as we go through this, but this is incredible what Vinay Gupta, Ethereum launch coordinator, has to say about the Ethereum Foundation. Take a listen in on this one, folks.
Did not want to be associated with this enormous goddamn circus that we spun up. There are a bunch of people that have a shit ton of Ether, right? I sold out $14 a coin. We broke our legal situation, right? The foundation did something stupid that exposed all of us to a shit ton of liability. And at that point, my choice was divesting or moving to a jurisdiction without an extradition treaty with the US. So I divested. knowing that it was going to cost me tens of millions of dollars, full whack, it would have cost me $56 million.
So this guy made a decision that probably cost him upwards of $50-60 million, because the Ethereum Foundation and all the group behind this, right, they didn't care about doing things the right way, right? Many of them were just moving regardless. And as he's about to refer to, you make the decision, either you're going to go to a jurisdiction that isn't going to bring you back to the United States, right? You go into hiding for the rest of your life, or you own up to this. And what he decided to do was to sell off and get out.
So what I should really have done is move to a place with no extradition treaty with the US and accepted that I was hiding out. But such is life. So what they're doing is this. You've got $500 million worth of Ether, right? You can't sell $500 million worth of Ether without crashing the Ether price. So what you're looking for is ways of turning your Ether into money in ways which don't crash the Ether price by selling out and turning it into dollars.
See, this is the problem, folks, and why they created all these protocols, all these platforms, all this DeFi, all the ERC20 tokens, is they need exit liquidity. Listen in on this.
This is the core goal. So what they've discovered is a whole bunch of weird protocols that allow people to borrow, to lend money, lend their Ether out, and then claim interest on the Ether, which is then paid in real currencies. So what we're doing is we're building a whole kind of speculative leverage market. You've got 1,000 Ether. You want to buy more Ether because you think the price is going up. So you borrow money against your 1,000 Ether into another token, then you sell those tokens for more Ether. And so you've got all of this kind of leveraged financialization stuff going on. The critical thing is that it's all zero sum. Every penny made in these markets is being lost somewhere else in the system. And frankly, if I'd understood...
Now, what he means by zero sum, right, is that for you to make money, you're taking money from someone else. And this is what they do, right? This is what they were spinning up with all the shills and the launch pads, right? They're cooking up all these new projects that they get to go take to the marketplace. And they had no utility, no plan, no business, simply were created to bring people in, to scam them out of their money for exit liquidity so that they could get more Ethereum, more Bitcoin, and more money. That's the simple model.
How little enforcement there was going to be from the SEC and the degree to which we would have been on our own, I would have opened my mouth in a much louder fashion much earlier about what was happening. Right? I assumed government was going to come along and punish the evildoers in this field, and in fact, nobody has punished the evildoers. The evildoers have cashed out at the bank, and what they've destroyed in the process is the reputation of Ethereum as a credible technology for building the future.
And this is where I think this is going to backfire on Ethereum and those that were part of this corruption, right? Bill Hinman with the free pass, everybody that's allowed this to happen, right, has lost all credibility, right? How can you go to the banks and the institutions of the world and sit across the table from them and actually present your business use case, knowing that this is what took place, right? It's an embarrassment and it's a blemish, not only on the Ethereum Foundation and Ethereum as a legitimate project, but the whole crypto space. And this is why I said everyone who partaked in this has held back humanity, not just holding back the crypto space, not just holding back America. They've blemished the whole entire crypto space, and we should shun. And these people should be ashamed of themselves. They have no shame, and they just try to take the money and run.
I am not right pleased about that. Right? If the foundation was for anything, the foundation was for beating these people with shovels. Hey guys, that's securities fraud. You really shouldn't be doing it on our platform. We kind of have a policy, and we're not going to invite you guys to speak at any of our conferences if you'd ICO. That would have sent the necessary warning. But think of the level of spine and discipline and backbone that it would have taken to say, this is against the law, and we're not going to encourage it. Right? Or the converse case, we think the law is behind the times, and we're fully mandating. Instead, the kind of political tier of the Ethereum organization just largely stayed out of that mess, and as a result, we're in a position where we got all the fraud and none of the leadership. We just tick off all the things that money should have achieved in the world, and what it actually achieved was Lambos. Right? What was the point of the Lamboocracy? What exactly did they put back into the ecosystem? Right? And the answer is, not a goddamn thing.
Now, folks, this is what we've been talking about, right? This is no surprise for us in the XRP community because we've been covering these guys. And every time they get pressed, you got Joseph Lubin scratching his arm. He got Vitalik Buterin doing unicorn dress dance up playtime, whatever the hell he's up to. And we have the ETH 2.0, which was the biggest flop in the cryptocurrency space that didn't solve really any of the problems. In fact, some would argue that it actually makes it more centralized, right? The proof of stake. And so this is the problem. On top of, you got someone like this who's willing to talk, and I would say it's never too late, right? He's talking about, if I would have known this, I would have said that, well, it's not too late, right? And, I hope that, others come forward and can address the trillion-dollar elephant in the room, which is that this whole space, the $3 trillion in market cap that we achieved, was mostly built off of a lie. One, the lies that the Bitcoin bros perpetuated about Bitcoin, and two, what Ethereum did. Now, I almost has less of a problem with the Bitcoin narratives in the story. I agree with them on much of the problems with fiat currencies and all of the narratives there. As far as Bitcoin being the solution, I don't agree, but good luck, God bless, I hope it works out. With the Ethereum Foundation and what took place here, we all should be pissed off about this, right? And the folks that were behind this, I think, should be worried, because there's going to be a lot to go back on, and they're not afraid to sacrifice their own. You got Sam Bankman-Fried, who's, was a puppet of choice, and a chosen exchange, right? And you have Ethereum, which seems to be kind of a chosen project, a chosen platform. But with that being said, the program's still not working out, right? You were selected, you were given a free pass, and you still can't produce a program that works out. That's embarrassing, right? And so for me, I think that for the crypto space to continue and grow and move on, we are going to have to potentially abandon Ethereum, right? Move to XDC, move to some of these other platforms. And, a lot of these layer twos that are built on top of Ethereum are what are actually moving the utility and actually solving problems, right? It's not just Ethereum. It's what's being built on top of Ethereum. Now, why waste the time when you could just go directly to XDC? You could just go directly to XRP. And that's going to be available as we see smart contracts getting updated, automated market makers coming to the XRP ledger. There's going to be all sorts of DeFi available on other chains, on other layer ones, where you don't have to waste your time, right? And you don't have to have the uncertainty of, are the founders going to have to dump tokens to pay back a loan in some other project? Which, why did they even have a loan in RAI in the first place? What was Vitalik Buterin doing with that, right? When we look at, and I can just speak on the XRP Ledger ecosystem and Ripple, the founders of the XRPL, and how they've conducted themselves compared to Ethereum. And it's just not even close, right? Complete transparency from Ripple. They've been trying to work with regulators, trying to do the right things, and they've been trying to provide the marketplace consistency. We're selling 300 million XRP every month, but it's only going to on-demand liquidity institutions, right? And I think that one of the main points that folks are missing is the fact that Ripple is offloading their supply of XRP in a way that's not impacting the markets, right? It's not impacting the price of XRP going up. It's not impacting it going down as of yet, right? They've done so in a way to where they're not bringing in volatility for the coin. Just like Vinay was saying when it comes to Ethereum, they don't want to bring in volatility and dump the price of Ether. So they go out and they create these other protocols, these other DeFi, these other programs and tokens so that they can get exit liquidity to get to cash out, right? And so what's a more faithful approach? Dumping your XRP to banks, institutions, payment providers that want to use it for utility, or just creating all these different schemes to dump your ERC20 tokens onto unknowing folks that fall for your trap, right? And this is where I go back. This whole thing was built upon a lie. This whole program, even if we run and give them the best case scenario that they're trying their best, it's just not working out. Well, it's just not working out. And the world is coming up against a debt, currency, and liquidity crisis that we have to solve. And so for me, this is a blemish on the space that's not going away. Best case scenario is they're able to admit wrongdoing, clean it up. Maybe the SEC is going to go after them, maybe not. But as a space, we have to acknowledge the wrongdoings. We have to acknowledge the manipulation with these stablecoins, with these exchanges. We have to clean it up if we want to be able to move on. And as the video I dropped this morning, the $14 trillion prediction from HSBC, if you guys missed that video, we dropped that this morning. We said XRP whales making moves and the $14 trillion prediction. That was the title of that video we dropped this morning. And we're not going to get that until we clean up this. So that's what I'm looking forward to in this cryptocurrency space right now, is cleaning up, getting rid of the bad actors, exposing and letting all truth being revealed so that we can move forward and we can get the trillions of dollars of value, settlement, and problems being solved using DLT technology. With that being said, folks, if you appreciate this content, if you appreciate the real conversations that need to happen in the cryptocurrency space, that's what we're here for. As I said, make sure you guys follow me over on x.com for the most up-to-date breaking news. And make sure you have subscribed, hit that notification bell here so you don't miss any of our updates over on this platform. It's an absolute pleasure to bring this to you guys every single day. On the way out, you know what to do. I will see you guys in the next one. It's all over at my website, zachrector.com. God bless.